News 46 is brought to you by Bees Embroidery and Garment Printing, specializing in custom and personalized decoration of gifts, garments, and more. Call 775-727-9444. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, NDOT warns of traffic delays in the coming weeks, and the commissioners are asked to help the homeless. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Long waits are expected for a road widening project. It's Wednesday, September 19th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. Expect some delays in the coming days and weeks. The Nevada Department of Transportation will begin blasting alongside Highway 160 east of Mount Potosi Road in southwest Clark County, starting September 24th. Public Information Officer Tony Ilya says that blasting is needed to remove fractured bedrock outcroppings for a $58.6 million, 6-mile-long highway widening from 2 to 4 lanes between mile markers 16 and 22, and from there extending to 1 mile north of the Nye County line. Blasting will occur roughly at 12:30 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. every other workday, resulting in brief highway closures ranging from 30 minutes up to 120 minutes, while crews place explosives, check the blast area, and clear away any stray rubble and debris. The first round of blasting will continue through October 15th. The project calls for installing 5 miles of raised concrete median barrier, new signage, and flattening side slopes for safer turnouts, as well as placing new cattle guards and wildlife undercrossing near mile marker 18. The Mountain Springs community, meanwhile, will receive new frontage roads, improved intersection lighting, and emergency signal for Clark County Volunteer Fire Station 79. Construction is scheduled for completion in August of 2020. Motorists should use caution while traveling through the work zone, heed construction signage, and take alternate detour routes if possible. A group of concerned citizens spoke during yesterday's Board of County Commissioners meeting. The recent impromptu relocation of the long-standing homeless camp behind the Prump Nugget has some outraged.
The BOCC report is sponsored by Jim Marsh Automotive of Las Vegas, Kia, Chrysler, Jeep, and Body Shop.
Residents in the homeless camp behind the Prump Nugget were asked to move off the property that they had resided on for a number of years. The property located behind the Prump Nugget is 160 acres, which is privately owned. Nye County officials, including code compliance and the property owner, met last week and decided that the over 40 residents needed to be trespassed immediately from the property. Volunteers helped move the trailers to another location in close proximity. Nancy Brown from the Covenant Lighthouse Church spoke to the Board of County Commissioners yesterday about the issue.
I'm here on behalf of the homeless people of Pahrump and what happened with them on last weekend or last Wednesday. It's time the town of Pahrump, Nye County become proactive in helping our homeless people. I've been working with our homeless people for 4 to 5 years, and I know many of them have health and mental health issues. But in researching a lot of information on the homeless, I found that it is 68% cheaper to provide a homeless person with their own house, like a tiny house, which would cost about $10,000 a year and would afford them also mental health services and other services that they need. Because when one of our homeless people gets sick, they need to go to the emergency room because they don't have doctors, they don't have insurance, and it's costing us as taxpayers a lot of money that doesn't need to be spent. It's time that we become proactive and fiscally responsible with our tax dollars in helping out our homeless. And we, I look at the situation of the homeless as I was one of the people out there on the hill the other day when all the things came down. And there's three issues that I see. Number one, we don't have a homeless shelter, so where do they go? Would we prefer to have them on a piece of property with tiny homes and giving them a place to stay where we can help them? Number two, the shelters in Las Vegas are overcrowded. There are already people on the streets, thousands of people on the streets up in Las Vegas. Do we send them up there to become a part of a bigger number of people on the streets of Las Vegas? And number three, the people that live up on the hill, and that's my terminology, is up on the hill, they live up there not by choice, but because they have no other choice. Many of our veterans that are up there get less than $700 a month to live. I'm a senior citizen. I get about $1,400 a month to live. When my husband committed suicide in December, I was left with $1,400. If my home wasn't paid for, I would be up there on the hill with them also, because I would have no choice. I would have to choose to become, we call them food challenged. I would have to make that choice. Do I live and pay rent and not eat? Or do I eat and not pay the rent and get evicted? And this is the choice that many of our veterans that are up on the Hill have to make, and many of the people up on the Hill have to make, because they don't have the finances to do anything else.
More from the Board of County Commissioners meeting after this break.